So let me ask you this. Have you ever met someone who seemed like the total package? They walk into a room and they just glow. They're charming, confident, all eyes are on them. They seem super nice at first, like someone you'd love to be around, but after a while, things start to feel off. It's almost like they're sucking the life out of you or always turning everything into being about them. You might have just encountered what I like to call the narcissistic glow. Today, we're going to break down what that is, why it happens, and how you can spot it before you get burned. Let's jump into it. So what exactly is the narcissistic glow? Well, it's that initial charm and charisma that some narcissists have when you first meet them. It's like they radiate this energy that makes you feel drawn to them. They know how to work a room, and they seem so confident, so successful, and maybe even super attentive and interested in you. So you get hooked, thinking, wow, this person is amazing. But here's the catch. The glow is usually just a mask. It's like a show they're putting on to reel you in. They know how to make you feel special in the beginning, but as time goes on, you start to see the cracks. That's when the charm wears off and you realize the glow was just there to hide their true self, the one that's only interested in themselves and their needs. It's like meeting someone who shines bright like a star at first, but in reality, they're just reflecting all the light back onto themselves. Their focus isn't on you, it's on how you can make them feel better about themselves. So how do they pull this off? Let's dive a little deeper. Alright, so let's talk about the first phase of the narcissistic glow. This is called love bombing. If you've never heard that term before, it's basically when someone overwhelms you with attention, affection, and praise to get you hooked. Here's how it goes down. You meet someone and right away, they're giving you a lot of compliments, telling you how amazing you are, and how they've never met anyone like you. They might be texting or calling you all the time, planning elaborate dates, or just constantly trying to be around you. It feels intense and really flattering. So you think, wow, this person really likes me. But what's actually happening is that they're trying to win you over as quickly as possible. They want to make you feel like you're the center of their world because in reality, they want to be the center of your world. This isn't about love or connection, it's about control. See, narcissists need constant validation and admiration to feel good about themselves. They use love bombing as a way to hook you in so you'll start giving them that attention. The glow you see in them, that's just their way of making sure you fall for them. The problem with love bombing is that it's intense but short-lived. Once they feel like they've got you, the glow starts to fade. That's when you start seeing their true colors. This is a really interesting topic, so we created a full-length video on just love bombing. If you're interested, make sure to check it out. So here's the thing. Narcissists can't keep up the glow forever. At some point, the love bombing slows down and the reality of who they are starts to show. You'll notice that their attention isn't on you as much anymore. It's back on them. You might start seeing signs of self-centeredness. They stop listening when you talk, or they only care about the conversation when it's about them. Maybe they start to criticize you or make you feel like you're not good enough. They might even start playing games like being hot and cold. One day they're all over you, and the next day they're distant. This is all part of the narcissist's strategy. When they feel like they've got you on the hook, they don't need to keep up the charm anymore. Instead, they start looking for ways to keep you chasing that glow. They want you to keep seeking their approval and validation, and they know how to manipulate you into doing just that. It's a classic bait and switch. They draw you in with all that charm and attention, but once you're invested, they start making it harder for you to get that same glow from them. And guess what? You start working harder and harder to win back that person who seemed so perfect in the beginning. It's a trap. Now, you might be wondering, why do narcissists even need this whole glow thing in the first place? Why can't they just be real from the start? The answer is pretty simple, actually. Insecurity. At their core, most narcissists have really fragile self-esteem. They might act like they're super confident and that nothing bothers them, but deep down, They rely on other people to make them feel good about themselves. That's why they need constant admiration and attention. The narcissistic glow is just a tool they use to get that validation. They know they can't win people over by being their true selves because, honestly, most people wouldn't want to stick around for that. So they put on a show. They act charming, they say all the right things, and they make you feel like you're the most important person in the world, at least for a little while. But once you're hooked and giving them the attention they need, they don't have to try anymore. That's when their insecurities start to show and the cycle of manipulation begins. The glow isn't about you, it's about them. It's a way for them to feed their ego and avoid facing their own insecurities, and unfortunately, they'll keep using that glow on other people once they feel like they've gotten everything they need from you. So how can you spot the narcissistic glow before you get too deep into it? There are some red flags to look out for. First, over-the-top attention. If someone's coming on way too strong, too quickly, it's a sign that something might be off. Sure, it's nice to get compliments and attention, but it feels like they're trying to win you over within the first few days or weeks. Be cautious. Real relationships take time to build. Number 2, the conversation always comes back to them. Narcissists love to talk about themselves. At first, they might ask you a lot of questions and seem super interested in your life, but as time goes on, you'll notice that the conversation always circles back to them. If you feel like you're constantly talking about their problems, their successes, or their needs, that's a red flag. Number 3, inconsistent behavior. One day they're all about you, and the next day they're distant or uninterested. This back and forth behavior is a sign of manipulation. They're trying to keep you guessing so you'll work harder for their approval. Number 4, lack of empathy. Narcissists are really bad at understanding or caring about other people's emotions. If you notice that they don't seem to care when you're upset or that they brush off your emotions, that's a huge warning sign. A healthy relationship requires empathy and emotional support, and if you're not getting that, something's wrong. Number 5, everything feels like a competition. Narcissists love being the center of attention, so if you feel like you're in competition with them or that they're constantly trying to one-up you, that's a bad sign. In a healthy relationship, both people should lift each other up, not try to outshine each other. Great, now you know the red flags, but what about if you're already caught in the narcissistic glow? Maybe you're already in deep with someone who's been love bombing you and now you're seeing the cracks. What do you do? First, set boundaries. Narcissists hate boundaries because it limits their control, but it's crucial for your mental health. If they're crossing lines, disrespecting you, or making you feel small, you've got to stand up for yourself and let them know what's not okay. Second, don't fall for the manipulation. Narcissists are pros at playing mind games. They might try to guilt trip you, gaslight you, or make you feel like you're the problem. Stay strong. Remember, their glow isn't real, and their behavior is about them, not you. Third, distance yourself. If you're dealing with a narcissist, sometimes the best thing you can do is to just put some space between you and them. Whether it's taking a break or cutting ties completely, distancing yourself can help you regain control over your emotions and your life. Fourth, focus on you. Narcissists want to make everything about them, but you need to shift the focus back to yourself. It's easy to get caught up in their web of manipulation and drama, but at the end of the day, your happiness and well-being comes first. So start by reconnecting with your own needs, goals, and desires. Whether that means discovering hobbies you've neglected, spending more time with supportive friends, or prioritizing self-care, the key is to regain your sense of self outside of the narcissist's influence. If you're enjoying this video and finding it helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. And if you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. As always, don't forget to spread loving kindness to all beings around you and be the change you want to see in the world. Thanks. See you next time.